Many people want to know why in the South, middle-class, successful blacks were lynched and killed in the South by the Ku Klux Klan, neo-Nazis, white power groups, or just whites in general. It doesn't have to be, there's this myth that the Ku Klux Klan, all Ku Klux Klan people just want to murder blacks. And that's not true. It's not all neo-Nazis want to murder blacks. That's not true. It could be the lynchings or the murders, the racial murders, hate murders could have been committed by a poor white person in the South that did not want blacks in their neighborhood. And many anti-racists say that, well, why would they not want a middle-class black in their neighborhood? It's just because they have a different skin color. Well, no, it's not. I'm not defending them. I'm not defending lynchings, executions, bombings, and terrorism by white nationalists, by some white nationalists or some white power groups. Okay, but to distort, or to, I won't say distort, but to have a misunderstanding of why they did this will not help us understand white power groups, and even those white power groups that commit terrorism or have committed terrorism against successful blacks. Here's the thing. The white power groups, many of the white power groups, the Ku Klux Klan, the neo-Nazis, all those groups have never said there was no black that could be intelligent as the average white, as law-abiding as the average white, as polite as the average white. All these, I can go on and go on, but the bottom line is that they've never said that. I've read many, I read a lot of literature about white power groups, and no, they do not believe that. They believe, in general, blacks lack intellectual capacity. They're inferior. They do concede that there are some blacks that might even be superior to most whites, but that's very few and in between. That is their opinion. Okay? So when, in the 60s, when these middle-class blacks, who are called Uncle Tom blacks by the white power groups, comes into the white middle-class neighborhoods and integrates. Yes, every outward appearance seems that they are basically, and I hate to be insulting, white. However, that white power group says that that person has a genetic basis of being a Negroid. And they believe the Negroid, whether they're smart as Einstein, will have a higher probability of producing genes that will reaffirm the black stereotype of being violent, as being over-sexual, and being stupid. Okay? That's not enough for RV. RB wants to see blacks display the same intellectual capacity as whites right now. If they don't, then they're biologically inferior. Okay? If they don't, they're biologically inferior. And that single, quote-unquote, Uncle Tom black is an exception to the rule, and still is part of a race, a member of a race, produces genes that is part of a race that creates violent, over-sexual, stupid, cocky subhumans. And what motivates the murder, I'm not saying that RB does this, but I'm saying what motivates the murder in some of these white power groups because not all the white power groups murder, but some of these white power groups, when they conduct terrorism, what motivates them to kill Uncle Tom blacks in the 1960s, or what motivated them to kill Uncle Tom blacks in the 1960s, was their belief that the liberal press was using these Uncle Tom blacks as an example that blacks can succeed, and it is because of racism, and it's because whites see them as looking different that's preventing them. They see that's absolute bullshit. And when they see this quote-unquote Uncle Tom black saying that, this criminal in my neighborhoods really can be changed and be like me, and it's because of white racism, or it's because whites are not giving him a chance, or whatever, he's social disadvantage, they see it as a lie. So what do? They see this Uncle Tom black as a lie, and the anti-Semitic part of it is a lie perpetrated by the quote-unquote Jew to inspire equality, inspire the idea of equality, that all races are equal. When they look and they say in majority, blacks are not like that, they're not equal. So they see it as a lie, and they see this black person conspiring in the lie, so therefore it motivates violent acts. You're integrating in my neighborhood, you put this token Negro in my neighborhood. Yeah, he's all good, but you know that he has a family that's probably a piece of shit. You know that he's going to produce genes that are a piece of shit. And this guy is going to deny that, this is the reality of his race, and pretend that he's like us. All of his race is like us. That's why they murder him. They make an example out of him. It's no different than Berserker 793. His rhetoric, yes, he's not murdering anybody, but his rhetoric was used to justify murdering the Uncle Tom blacks who did not accept his race reality that he believes is scientific and indisputable fact. Not an opinion, he believes it is a scientific, indisputable fact. That's simple. Now, I know I didn't articulate it the best I can, but you have to realize it's very hard to articulate these opinions, and I'm going to do the best I can. So if some people do not like how I talk, well, everybody has their talents, and you're just going to have to accept it. If you can't accept it, don't comment on my board, because I'm just going to delete you. Don't bother giving me comments about how I talk and how I communicate. Don't even bother, because I will delete them. I will delete every single one of them. Now, if you want to talk about the issue, that's fine. But if you're going to sit here and talk about how I talk, I will delete your comments immediately. I just want to warn you. Okay, guys, have a nice day.